Welcome back to the Mack Lounge. Oh man.
Welcome back.
Yeah. She's lost for words. She don't know what to say.
Because you play so much.
I know I make you feel so bubbly on the inside,
You
don't
do.
you?
Welcome back to the Mac Lounge.
Yeah. Welcome back.
It is another episode. I am your girl Jazz,
And it's your boy Thad,
and we are here at the Mac Lounge.
the Mack
If
Lounge.
you're new here, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe button and that share button. If you're not new here and you've been watching and you haven't subscribed, why you hadn't been sitting in the lounge with
I'm
us?
trying to figure out why y'all watching it then.
Why
You ain't gonna
you ain't
say nothing.
sitting in
You
the
say,
lounge with
hey, you
us?
ain't gonna say, oh,
At
this
least
is
say hey.
boring. Oh, don't do this no more. Oh, we love the show. Yeah,
At
man,
least say
say
hey.
something. Yeah, my man told you what if when you walk in somebody's house, you speak.
This is
Hello.
it's a lounge, so you gotta speak when you come in.
You gotta speak.
Let the Redeemer of the Lord say something.
Something. Look, we don't drink in this lounge.
We know. We're a little tired.
But
We're a little tired.
no, what I'm saying is, a lounge is normally like
Oh,
somewhere
it's
people go to
well,
drink,
No, we
vibe.
don't
We
do that.
we I don't want to use the verb vibe. We just chilling.
Chilling
Uh, we
is the lounge.
yeah, yeah. We was reminiscing off of our little mini daycare. It's a daycare because it
Yeah, because
would
we really only spent like a
um
day doing like stuff. Yeah.
have enjoyment, and we went to Biloxi,
Yes.
and then a lot of stuff happened. Zip lining, go
Yeah,
kart
go
racing,
karts.
and driving Miss Daisy. We seen drive Miss Daisy.
You
Um,
play so much.
Miss Daisy didn't show up, but
You play
Morgan
so
Freeman
much.
did.
You play so much. What he's referring to is that when we did the go, so we did 2 rounds of go karts. We were the only people out there. I would not recommend that in 100-degree weather because number one, my hair is extremely long and I had to tuck it in. Number two, that
Was that like
helmet.
dragway racing? Or was it like a go kart? They
It's
got a
go
sport
yeah,
of that
yeah,
where
it's
they actually drive them
yeah,
type of cars, them go
yeah.
karts, and they be racing.
But the first round, I was playing it safe because I don't like I
I'm glad
wasn't
she was
used
the
to
only one on the track. She would have lost.
I wasn't trying to win. Was not trying to win. Anyway, the second go round, I opened that joke up. But the first go round, I was going slow because I was just trying to figure it out. Like,
You opened it up with them old school cano. We got twist and turn.
you think you funny. You ain't. A big ups to our baby, though, because he decided he wanted to zip line. And he did it all by himself because mama couldn't get up there with him. And
Daddy sure no couldn't get up there with him.
and he had the time of his life. So big ups to him because he had no fear. When I say he was like, I was nervous, but when he got up there, it
Man,
looked
I
like
I
he
thought it was
had
gonna take
no
him forever
fear.
to jump.
It didn't take him
And
no time.
I think when they gave him the instructions, he was gone. I asked the question because I didn't sign in with them, but I asked the question. I said, "Well, I asked her. I said, you gonna go up there with them? Make sure they don't forget to put the string on them. Make sure they put everything in there properly. Yeah, I'm going there. And then I seen him going up there with the people by himself, and I said, oh. So I thought it was two people going up there to one of them go and go with them. No, it didn't happen like that.
Mm-mm.
So when I realized he was going by himself, I had to get out of the car and start praying. I ain't not gonna lie. I was like, because listen, Lord, don't let the string break. Make
Please,
sure the stuff
Jesus.
don't fall.
Not our
Be
only begotten son.
faulty. Oh Lord, I don't know if I ever handled it. And the little Negro, I'm recording, and the little I thought he had did a thumbs up, but it happened so fast. He by the time he get in the middle, he waving
Yeah, he
like,
was
"What's up,
waving.
child?" And I was like,
He had a great time.
But he is a bite the bullet type of child. So
He is always been a bite the bullet type of child.
yeah.
Pray for us.
But sometimes, it makes you think about life because one of
Yeah,
the things that I told you, we didn't spend a whole lot of money on this, but I was like, listen, I don't spend my money. Don't go out there. The whole purpose is to let loose and have fun. She
yeah,
just out there. I want to turn this curb. I almost stop in the turn it. But my thing is, I told her, I said, if you're gonna let fear get in the way of you experiencing and having fun, then you might as well stay in here with the air conditioning. And that's the same thing with life. If you don't let fear get in the way,
yeah,
fear have a tendency of allowing you to miss a whole lot of opportunities, and or a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of
yeah,
excitement because
yeah,
of fear. We miss opportunities because of fear, and I wish fear never existed, but unfortunately, we have this thing called fear.
yeah. Hey, there's an episode you may not have seen, but there's an episode of Fairly Odd Parents where Timmy Turner decides he wants to get rid of like all of his emotions, and of course, fear is one of the emotions. And he was supposed to be like crossing over this like volcano to get Trixie Tang, and they messed around and was like and gave him his emotions back before he crossed it, oh, that boy was in trouble. But
Trouble,
before then,
trouble.
he had no fear. Like he was going through like water, crocodiles, all types of stuff. And then right when he got to the volcano, they was like, "Oh, here's your emotions back." That boy almost turned into a ghost. I'm telling you. But that's true though. I think we allow fear to ruin the opportunities that I'm not gonna say all the time, but sometimes we allow fear to ruin the opportunities that God has for us because we don't know what's on the other side. And I definitely have fallen victim to that, allowing fear to ruin what could be on the other side all because I don't know what's on the other side. I think 90% of the time the fear is not the thing itself, but what's gonna happen on the other side of the thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that we run into. I don't think it's the thing because a lot of times the thing is something that we know how to do.
Yeah.
It's something we've done before. It's just maybe on a bigger scale, or it's maybe something that it may be a little unfamiliar, but we may be familiar with the how it goes. But oftentimes because sometimes we don't see ourselves on the other side of it, that's when we be like, I don't know. And perfect example is when I put out the collection of poetry, and I almost allowed fear to stop me from putting it out. And you was just like, we either gonna go big or we gonna go home. And it wasn't that I didn't have the capability to do it. It wasn't that I didn't have the resources. It wasn't that we didn't have the money. I just fear said, what if you put this out and nobody buys it? Or what if you put this out and it gets bad reviews? Like, what if you put this out and people think of you different? And so that was it. The fear wasn't me putting it out because people have read my poetry before. Like, I performed before, I've done spoken word before. So it wasn't that, what I was nervous about doing the actual thing. I was nervous about the aftermath of it. Like, what happens after I do this? Like, what is life going to look like after I put this out? What is life going to look like after people read these poems and say, well, she wrote about this or wrote about that? Like, that was my fear. So, yeah.
Well, I think sometimes, and a lot of times, we do have those questions, but then it's funny because I'm finna go back to this zip lining. God would have you to jump out there, and when you jump out there, that's only the beginning level of their faith.
Yeah.
And I believe sometimes God tries to really see, hey, how much faith do you really have in me?
Yeah.
Did you do it because you feel like it was going to be a positive outcome? Did you do it because you
Yeah.
felt like it was money behind it, or did you truly do it because you trusted and believed in me? And one of the things that happened on this zip line was, the biggest one was him jumping and going on to the other side. But then now you stuck in the middle. It ain't. It's no way.
Gotta,
It's no
yeah.
way other down than to keep
Then
going.
keep going.
And he had to go and zip line again
Yeah.
just to get to a point to get down. And it wasn't going back to the same place
Mm-mm.
where he started at. He literally went from one post to the next. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
nothing on that post to get down. You
Yeah.
can't. You can't. The only way to get down is to move on to the next post. And sometimes God have a way to push us out there and then be like, hey, you here now? Why? What's the point? You
Yeah.
can't go back. Only way is down. You
Yeah.
you just and a lot of times it feels so easy to just stay there. But most of the time, God be trying to push us to move on and get to another spot to where He know that once you get to that spot, He's like, okay, now you're ready for what's
Yeah.
to flow.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we jump out there in certain things and we give up on hope because if we feel like it's not going
It's
the
not
way
going.
that we're
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
But the number one thing that I said that I was going to do when you put out that first boot was, okay, let's see, if we do this, we do that, and let's learn from it. Hey, what can we do next time to make it more productive?
Yeah.
What can we do this time to say, hey, we're gonna promote it more, we're gonna push it more, we're gonna pray over it more, and that's one of the things that we had started doing with the poetry brew. We start praying over, we start
Yeah.
praying over the prophets, and we start doing this,
Yeah.
and then once it was out there for so long, it's like we was like, oh well, it's time to move on, and I believe it's still a process.
Yeah.
You continue to do the same thing you had been doing
Yeah.
until you make it to that point that where you know that this is the main goal, this is where I was shooting for. But the thing is, you can have some people that lack the faith and fear to make the certain first jump, but then you have some that they make that first jump. Now they're feeling like they stuck. Now
Mm-hmm.
they feel like, hey, what's the
Mm-hmm.
purpose of jumping
They
again?
lose momentum in the,
Lose
and
momentum.
that's always my prayer, and that's something that I've had to pray is God don't let me lose the momentum,
Yeah,
because we can jump like you said, jump, but oftentimes it's the middle part where we get
yeah,
stuck. It's the part that needs, like, that requires the most work. It's easy to jump. It's easy to say I'm right. It's easy
yeah,
to write and nobody see it.
yeah,
But it's another thing to write, to edit, to publish, and then people are seeing it and reading it. And so that, in the same way with, I remember when I was doing the song, when I released the song, like, you was just like, hey, are you gonna promote this? Like, what are you gonna do with this?
yeah. You got
And
to do the work.
like, it's a consistency. And then, because then once you lose the momentum, then it's hard to pick it back up.
Yeah,
It's very hard to pick it back
yeah,
up. And I know I've lost momentum on so many projects, and it's been tough to like pick it back up, to say, okay, I want to start this again. Or I've gotten into a space in my life where I'm like, well, how am I going to fit this in, when at the time I may have had the time and the grace to do it. So now I got to wait till the grace and the time to do it rolls back around and say, okay, let's do this
yeah,
now. And I think
yeah,
that's the thing that we miss, is that we miss our window of opportunity
yeah,
when we don't jump and keep the momentum. So don't lose your momentum, and because you don't want to miss that window that God is saying, hey, you have the grace for this
yeah,
in this window, because now you
yeah.
gotta wait for it to come back around, and now
So
you delaying blessings and things that's supposed to be
that's
already.
something that a lot of people don't talk about. When you slow foot and you don't move the way you're supposed to, there is a grace and a time period that
Mm-hmm.
God gives you. Because
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing: if I look at it like this, I'm grateful that God have given us multiple opportunities to do certain things. Because if I missed it that first time, we just would have been stuck. We missed it the first time, we just been
Yeah.
stuck. And I know we talked about Moses before, but Moses hidden in my spirit right now. What if Moses gave up that first time
Yeah.
with Pharaoh?
What if he just said, you
What if
know
he
what?
said, "Nah, you
I don't
sent
want to
me
let him
out
go.
here. You sent me out here."
I don't want
He
to
could
do
have
it no more.
easily said that. You sent me out here. You told me to do this. You told me to do that. He still said no.
Yeah.
And this is what we don't understand: the consistency in the work. What if there was something that God was trying to teach Moses in that moment for
Yeah.
himself,
Yeah.
not for the people? Because the
Yeah.
people didn't really, they believed, but they didn't believe like
They
Moses, because
nah.
they didn't hear what God, the instructions of God.
Right.
They didn't experience the encounter with God. So what if God was trying to show Moses something in that point?
And I
I
think
give you, oh, go ahead.
I think he really was, because if you think about how long they were in the desert, they was in there for like 40 years.
Like,
And Moses spent the majority of the time trying to convince them, we need to follow the laws of God. This is God. This is Yahweh. Like, we need to follow what he's saying. And he spent literally the entire time trying to convince them that we need to keep going. But
I
if
was
he
at
had
Moses. I mean, I was at Pharaoh.
hmm,
I was at Pharaoh. Let my people go.
oh.
She done jumped way ahead of what I
But
was
I'm
saying.
saying no, I'm saying the consistency, because if Moses had given up at Pharaoh, there would be no
Got you.
there would
Got you.
yeah.
Reel me on in
I'm
there.
I'm
Because you in
sorry.
the future and you
I'm
just
I
jumped straight to it.
started
I was like, wait, we
when
talking
you
about
started
Pharaoh.
talking well, when you started talking about consistency, building the consistency in him at that moment meant that he would need that consistency in the desert.
Mm,
Because he would have gave if he had gave up at Pharaoh, he would have definitely gave up. I mean, he would have definitely
right.
left. He really would have left them at the Red Sea.
Right.
Because then there was another type of consistency. Because now I got to convince these people that I hear from God. This
Mm.
rod is gonna help me open this
Well,
sea
and
up.
that's the
Like,
thing. They heard about it. They heard about when he dropped the rod and it turned into a snake. They heard about that before. So they heard about it, and some of them seen it.
yeah,
But sometimes, Apostle just got through talking about how many times God got to show you that He's God,
yeah, yeah,
and a lot of times we kind of take that for granted.
yeah,
We ain't no counter. We do take that for granted. How many times did God have to show us that He's God?
yeah.
And it now I'm finna shift over a little bit. It's the same way with Abraham.
Mm,
God didn't have to show Abraham that he was God for him to take Isaac up to the mountaintop. And the thing about it was, what if he took that leap of faith? Because we still talking about leap of faith. He took that leap of faith, trusted God on his word. He started walking with Isaac.
mm,
And as the journey got along, I'm sure if God never gave him more instructions,
mm.
and a lot of times when God stopped giving instructions,
We
we feel
we
like,
start
oh
getting we
God,
be like,
this must not be you.
this,
And what happened was, if Moses, I mean, if Abraham wouldn't have never kept going, then we wouldn't have the promise that he gave Abraham.
yeah.
If Abraham
We
would have
wouldn't know
stopped
him
at the
as a
top of the
provider.
mountain
Yeah,
before he seen the ram in the
yeah.
bush, then we would have been in trouble.
Right. We
It,
would.
it- but the thing is, he didn't allow his fear, because that was a whole lot of fear.
This
It had to been a whole lot of fear. Oh God,
you telling me to
you finna have me to kill my only begotten
my
son, my
only son?
literal
Well, not
well,
my
he
only
wasn't his only
son,
son,
but
but
my promise.
yeah, my promised son.
You asking me to kill my promise?
It was when you said only begotten earlier, it stuck in my head. But
Sorry.
yeah, the problem, like but he never stopped. And a lot of times we don't really understand the magnitude of what
Yeah,
God is doing.
yeah.
And a lot of times we feel like we supposed to have a silver spoon.
And I think that's where we get we start acting very privileged
Mm,
because we feel like God gonna always do it one way, and most of the time we think it's gonna be our way, and it's not.
Mm.
because he could have very well, God could have very well told Abraham, hey, I need you to sacrifice your son. But when you get there, don't worry about it. It's going to be a ram. But he wanted to see just how much
How much you trust?
Abraham was going to trust him. Like, how much are you going to trust me when I say, hey, the very thing that I promised you, now I want you to go and sacrifice it.
Mm.
And a lot of us don't want to sacrifice anything,
Yeah.
much less what God has promised us.
Yeah.
We don't want to sacrifice nothing. But especially the thing that God says, this is the thing that I promised you. And now he turns around and say, I want you to sacrifice it. How many of us are really going to be willing to sacrifice what's been promised?
Mm.
Because we're going to be like, it's like the little meme with the teddy bear, the kid with the teddy bear. They got this small teddy bear, and the person is asking them, hey, give me the teddy bear. And they don't realize it's a bigger one behind the back, behind their back.
Oh, like a little mean thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they don't like, we don't realize that if we trade in this small thing, God has something so much bigger and so much more than what we trying to hold on to.
Yeah.
But we hold on to it like it's for dear life. Like if
Yeah.
we let it go, we gonna die. But honestly, the dying comes in saying, you know what, I should be willing to sacrifice what God gave me, even if
Mm.
I lose it. Even though that's not what He said I'm gonna do, but even if I lose it, understanding that He's God and He knows better than I
Mm.
do, because it comes to a point of trusting God to know better than what we do. His thoughts are higher, and so
Yeah.
we have to know, like, hey, what God is doing is bigger than what I thought
Yeah.
or could have ever imagined.
Yeah. I, I think here's the funny part about fear and faith. It was a time in our lives that we were out in the world
Mm-hmm.
and we believed in God,
Yes.
but we weren't sold out for God.
Mm-mm.
But here's the thing: we had more faith, we had more walking faith.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That makes sense, y'all.
Yeah.
Walking faith
Yeah.
than we
Yeah.
sometimes do now.
Yeah.
And it is so fun. It made me think about when I first jumped out in life. Um, it, I had a choice to make. I had the choice to, hey, go college or create a career, uh, a fast track career.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose, well, we gonna skip job corps. I chose trucking.
Now we gonna skip it.
No, because at the time, so
It's not
after
relevant.
job corps, I got a job. It was a decent job, warehouse job, but it was decent. They was giving me the promotion and no money yet.
Yikes.
And so that was my only source of income at the time. But I was so sold out on getting my CDLs. I had so much faith. I had went to it's one around Roadmaster. Went to Roadmaster.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the situation I was in, they was like, oh, we don't think it's a company that better hire you and pay us back. So
Yikes.
I went like 2 weeks and they was like, hey,
We gotta let you
we
go.
gotta let you go.
My God.
But I didn't stop there, and it was so funny. And I went to my uncle. My uncle was a because he could have well he it wasn't like a credit sign. It was just a sign to say, hey, I'm committed with him, basically,
Mm.
and I'm gonna make sure he stick through with this, and I'm gonna make sure he do the right
Accountability
thing,
partner.
accountability. And he thought it was like a credit thing,
Yikes.
and he could because that was the person that I looked at as in the family that drove trucks. And so I was following his footsteps. I just knew he was gonna sign. He's like, "No, I ain't gonna sign it because what if you don't want to do it in the next 2 or a year or two?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
right." He said no, moved on. And at that point, I had done made up my mind. It wasn't nothing that was stopping me, and I had done made it to the jump part. And y'all know I went all the way to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Didn't know nobody. Didn't have. Can I be honest? Didn't have a dime in my pocket.
It's all right. The Lord made a way.
Didn't have a dime in my pocket. But when I got to Cedar Rapids, there was something that was like, hey, either you gonna fail this and be homeless in Cedar Rapids,
Yikes.
or you gonna follow this thing through because they ain't had no money to get back. They really wasn't trying to get you back. And
It's either you gonna work
either
or
you
you
gonna
gonna make a
complete
new
this
life.
program,
You finna make a new life in Cedar
or
Rapids.
Cedar Rapids finna be your home. And
That's crazy.
if anybody ever been to Cedar Rapids, Iowa,
I
it's
would never.
weird,
I would
it's
never go
strange.
again.
It's in the middle. You can't do no straight highway to Cedar Rapids. You got to go to the back roads, then come to Cedar Rapids in the city. But man, I was like, there was no fear in me. I had so much faith. I had already done took the general knowledge before all these tough tests, and I knew how to drive a truck a little bit because man, I'm gonna make it through this thing. And back and stop me. That
Mercy.
man, I fell back in like 3 times,
It's all right.
and man, this is a funny moment, but I'm gonna get back to what I'm. It was this old man. He used to be the trainer for the drive. Oh, white guy, you know. You couldn't really sit down and talk to him. He one of them old school cats. And man, he asked me one day because he knew I was supposed to be out of there. And it was like this was like the same week I was supposed to be out, but I was supposed to be out of there at the beginning of the week. And it was like a Thursday or Friday. He said, "Man, why is you still here?" I said, "I can't get the backing." He said, "Look here, you better hit little Timmy and hit little Timmy too. Get it in there and pass this test.
Not
Hit
hit
little
him.
Timmy a couple times. That's 10 points.
No.
It ain't gonna fail you."
Lord. Not
When
hit
I
little
went
Timmy.
back, that was in my mind. If I have to hit a couple of little Timmys, we finna hit little
My
Timmy.
God.
But my thing was, at that time, my faith was outrageous.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing gonna stop me. I believed in myself and I believed in God. And here it is now, 12 years later now. 12 years later, 1 year being out of trucking, I'm still having faith in God. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, I'm sold out for God, but now it's more at stake.
Yeah.
It was more at stake. And I remember a year ago when God told me to get out of the truck, and I was like, okay, God, now I heard what you're saying.
I heard you, but
I hear what you're saying. But this been my only source of income for the last 11 years.
Mhm.
What in the world am I going to do after 11 years? And here it is a year later. God been sustaining,
Yeah,
God been
absolutely.
providing, God been showing
Yeah,
favor, been making ways, blowing
yeah.
my mind. And I'm like, well, hey, here it is a year later. We're like, you told me you're going to look out.
And
I'm just,
I think that's a testament to how we can't allow a career to become the
yes,
provider.
idol.
Idol too, but when I speak on this, a lot of times people think that a job is security, a job is a provider,
Yeah.
and we don't look at it as this is just supplemental to what God is already going to
Yeah.
do, because He said He'll supply our needs. So
Yeah.
we don't really, of course. Now I listen. Don't go out here and quit your job talking about the Lord gonna provide. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that we have to trust God to the point where if we lose it today,
Yeah.
we can still say, you know what, God's still gonna provide for me.
Yeah.
He's still going to make sure that I have everything that I need. Don't you go out here and quit your job. I'm talking
Don't
about.
go out here and and then too, I'm gonna tell you another the thing that I knew that this was God was what God was trying to do, and was God had led a company that I was supposed to reside at for the rest of my career to fire me for some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then I still went out there and applied for another job. It's like I was beating a dead horse. And I was like, man, and at that point, the way me and God track record turns out, when God trying to get me to ghost, like get away from a place, he always give me these warnings. All right, it's time to go. Prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Get yourself together. Prepare your money.
Yeah.
Prepare your family. And I always be hard headed because at the time I be either the money be real good or at the time it's just something that's keeping me.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, something happened that I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like it don't even be people firing. It's just something happened that I
Mm-hmm.
gotta go, and I'm like, oh Lord, like it. And I always say the same thing. Lord, next time, just give me one more warning before you
Just drop
bring
me.
the destruction. Like,
Yikes.
and that's just and I at that time, I remember PTL. I went home that weekend, and they terminal was in Memphis, West Memphis. When it was in my hometown, I took their truck back up there so happily. I was like, Lord, you ain't got to do me like this time. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna do it the right way.
Y'all.
I took that truck back. I put the keys in the hand of a capable person. They messaged me to my some. Is there a reason why you couldn't take the next load? I said,
Yes.
because I'm parking your truck in your yard right now. I'm quitting.
Yeah, he came, he was like, I think I'm done. And I said, okay. Not no like, and for me, I don't think I ever told you this, but my prayer was, I was like, Lord, we got a lot, I know it's a lot that's gonna come forward. We want more children. I said, Lord, this road thing
Mm.
ain't I was like, Lord, I like it for the money. I loved it when I could travel with him. Can't do that right now. So, Lord, you're gonna have to. That was my silent prayer. Now, how it was gonna roll, I was like, Lord, I don't know how
That's
you're
what it
gonna do that.
was. She had been praying on the flip side, and the Lord heard her cry. And she knew she couldn't just tell me, hey,
I
this
couldn't just tell. I couldn't, because as for me, I was like, this. He's had this career before he met me. You had been driving trucks for what, like 3-4 years before we had gotten together. That was
five.
5. Was it 5? Jeez.
Yes. Oh wait.
But you just said 11.
Yeah, about three,
Yeah.
3 or 4. I don't think
So,
I had made it the 5 year mark yet.
so I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to stop him from his career. Like, if that's his career, then Lord,
Yeah.
we just gonna have to deal with his career.
She's enjoying the benefits.
I was enjoying the benefits of his career. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I also, on the flip side, I also spent a lot of weeks at home by myself. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, I had gotten to a point where I was kind of tired of it. I really was kind of tired of it. And I was just like, then Jeremiah's getting older, and I was like, this is, it wasn't like a lot, but I was like, Lord, it would be a lot
Yeah.
easier if he was home, even if it was just like every other day. And so when he said, well, I think I'm done, I said, well, okay. Say, Lord, you know what to do, because I don't. You know how to fix it, because I don't know what his next move gonna be. I don't know where you want him to go, but you fix it. And he fixed it.
And
So,
people, but you know what? And then I'm gonna say this is for the people in the back that saying, "Well, why he getting on the man?" I applied for every local job there
yeah, he
was.
did. He
It
did.
was it was either a lot of people did, a lot of people, and I don't know why I'm explaining this, but a lot of people did. They knew that's all I knew. It was over the road.
Mm-hmm.
So local was more of a demand,
Mm-hmm.
speed type thing, fast paced.
What can you get
What can
done?
you get done
Yeah.
in a day?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've had experiences like that, but it wasn't no enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another sign that I knew that God was trying to get me out of this career, and I was like,
Like almost all together. He tried to drive school bus too.
Right. I tried to
He
get
tried
back
to
into
do
school,
school
man.
bus too.
Them people said, well, sir, in the state of Mississippi, you got to drop your CDL. I worked too hard for these CDLs, man. I might not can do what I need to do, but hold on, man. It's some blood, sweat, and tears in these cities. Yeah. So what you saying is I'm gonna start all the way. Keep that little school bus money you get.
He was like, no, I
It
don't want
ain't
to do
enough
that either.
hours. I don't even like these kids like that.
Oh
I
my,
like kids, but I don't like kids like that.
my
Man,
God,
listen, y'all know them school bus kids. Them
they a
school
little
bus
ratchet.
kids is different
Yeah,
when they ain't with it. Because if you throw a shoe at my head, we gonna pull over.
now pull over, man of God.
Yes, we gonna pull over and we gonna call the super. Hey, come get me.
Now
Come
come
send a
get me,
replacement. Cause I almost thought this was my child for a minute. I was finna pull my belt off.
my God.
And they don't train you like that. They don't that I don't know. I just thank God for the people that were made for those jobs.
Yes,
The
it takes a lot of
teachers,
patience.
the school bus, especially the
Yeah,
school bus drivers. Because as a driver myself, those type of distractions I wouldn't be able to have.
yeah, that's a
Because if
different
you
type.
run, if we in the middle of traffic, or no, if we going down the road and you come up, run up to me, and you do something to scare the mess out of me, we flipping this bus over.
Yeah, don't you drive.
We,
Don't worry about it.
I don't spend 11 years by myself, baby. I forgot you was back there. I forgot you was
Not
back
you
there.
forgot that was back there. That's
Let
crazy.
alone you coming up here trying to scare me.
That's
All
crazy.
right. But now, faith and fear, it has a thin line,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes we often look at trying to be careful
mm,
and to make the right moves
yeah,
and replace that as make it seem like it's not fear. I'm just trying
yeah.
to make the right move.
And a safe move isn't always a God move.
Right,
A safe move
right.
isn't always a God move. A lot of times we think that a safe move is a God move, but that's because that's just not always how God operates.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna always look safe. It's gonna look like what he did is coming home and saying, "Hey, we finna go drop this truck off," and and not knowing, what the next week may look like. But at the same time, you got to be able to know who God is. You got to know. You got to know, like deep
I'm gonna tell
down
y'all something
in
though.
your soul.
She
Know.
was faithful on that. You know why? Cause she's so. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna let her tell it. So how you feel? What was your meter at? Faith or fear? Nervous or he always come through. Like what you
For like when you make moves like that, I just always
no, when I made that move, not move like that, when I made that move, because that was that was a major. This wasn't just transferring to another job.
that's a major move.
That's a major move.
For me, I was just like, a fear wanted to take over, but something said, "This is what you've been asking for. This is what you've been praying for." So I was just like,
That was a word by itself.
so I was like,
This is what we be saying.
this is what you asked for. So this is what I was like, okay, Lord, all right. And I mean, he was like, I'm just gonna move it however God want me to move. I said, okay,
So
whatever.
did you think I was being led by God, or you thought I was
Yeah.
retarded?
No, I didn't think you.
Like this
No, I
man
knew it was
crazy.
coming. I
See,
certain
this is
things
why
I
you
just kind of
pick the
feel.
right spouse, because another one would be like, "Oh, this nigga crazy.
This man has
Nigga, how we
lost
gonna
his
pay the
mind.
bills?"
And that never crossed my mind. I was like, well, Lord, you've been taking care of us all this time. We done been through worse things. I'm just saying, like, we've been through worse situations than you transferring a job and
Oh
not,
God, they never slept on those streets.
yeah, like
Woo!
we've been through worse situations and we've never been, praise be to God, like we've never been homeless. Like we may have had the lights be
A
out
little
or
rough, but
it might have got a little sticky, but
still.
we never, God has been so faithful to us. And, when you said it, I was just like, okay, the Lord, we know him as a provider. We know him. We know him as a
Woo!
lot of things.
Jireh was coming strong in my spirit at that time.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, you gotta be Jireh.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. But it was when you have responsibility in a
Mhm.
family. A lot of people don't understand the weight that that holds. No matter what happens or goes on, that would be on me if anything would have went left.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people would have been as a man, as a husband, as the head of the household. That weight can become heavy in moments like that.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, it was like I had a sense of relief, but that man side was kicking in.
Yeah.
That
I
man
can see
side,
that.
the relief was there because I knew who I was following. I trusted. I still try. I trust God. But that man side was like, man, there was time that we could get behind on this little bill, but then that next check would have whopped it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I had to understand who my God is.
Yeah.
I had to understand if
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow him, I'm gonna follow him.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna submit, I'm gonna submit.
Yeah.
And I remember that people used to tell me, especially family, they used to be like, and I never understood that. I was like, why are you telling me this? It was a young man that did offshore at my previous church, but they always used to say, don't let your job become your idol. It's not my idol, but the Bible says, man don't work,
He
man
don't
don't
eat.
eat.
He ain't gonna eat.
And I used to use that, and I didn't understand that until
Mhm.
afterwards.
Yeah.
I think I came over home, I heard that sermon a couple times. Don't make your job your idol. And I
Yeah.
was like, and it always convicted me. Anytime something you feel like something's supposed to be for you, it probably is. Like if it
Nah.
convicts,
Yes.
if you feel conviction in your spirit, there's
Yeah.
something there that whatever that man of God or woman of God just said, yeah,
It's sweet.
yeah. So go serve church, and so, but yeah, certain stuff like that used to hit me. that made me think about. I
Mm.
was delivered from alcohol when I came to Hope City Church. Shout out to Hope City Church.
Shout out to Hope City. Yes.
Hey,
No, for real. We were for real.
I used to mess with Apostle because Apostle you just preached that every week. It was something about if you're gonna stop drinking, something like that. Stop smoking. And then it was a point in time I was still trucking then. I was still coming home and I was I wasn't a drinker. I was a sipper.
Mhm.
After the stress of the highway, can I get a witness from a trucker? After the stress of a high from the people on the road to the police, DOT office to the shipping embassy, it is stressful out there. You hear me? And so I used to just want to shake some like. And then one day I started coming home about 3 months after. I noticed I was like, I looked in the cabinet, I was like, man, I got a whole bottle of Hennessy in there. I ain't drinking a minute. And I thought about that. God brought that back to my memories. It's like Apostle preached me into
Yeah.
deliverance. With
Yeah.
and at that time, the Lord was the way the Lord was delivering without the hassle. He like
Yeah.
me, I ain't got
Yeah.
time for you to be thinking about this.
I'm just gonna
Hey, I'm
deliver
just gonna
you.
slip it on up out of
Yeah.
you, and that's what happened. And but yeah,
For both of us,
yeah.
actually. Right.
But make sure that what you replacing with fear
Mm.
is relevant because a lot of times we can do that too. We can say, "Hey, I got responsibility. I got this. I got that," da, 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 and the whole time it be fear
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That. Yeah. For
and
sure.
not faith. But then it's funny because those people that can replace what it truly is with something else and make it sound good. Those same people that have stuff, Bible and facts to justify it.
Mhm.
And a lot of times when you have all that stuff to justify it, and I ain't talking about the right stuff, but when you have that stuff to justify it, that's when you go wrong.
Yeah.
That's when you go
Yeah.
wrong. That's when you allow your faith. We still talking about faith, not that. That's when you allow your faith to slip right on out under your
Yeah.
nose, and you don't even realize
Yeah.
I'm depleted of faith because I let these replacements of fear
Yeah.
make me feel comfortable.
It's like I
That
look
was
at it.
good.
It did. It was. It was good. It was good.
Move along then, Shirley.
Don't do it. I had a thought that rolled up. So
No, I'm just messing with you.
there's this episode, and I'm always gonna reference cartoons because that's my jam.
That's a
There's
jam.
there's um there
I thought
on
it was
Lilo
like
and
a show.
Stitch.
I thought it was TV.
No,
Is it music? It's music to
no.
you?
Is it music to me? What you
You
mean?
said that's your jam.
No, like when I say no, like when I say jam, like this, like I
Your
like it.
jelly?
Yeah, yeah, whatever you want.
Now make that make sense.
No,
Okay, let
like
me
when I
go
say that's my
before you
jam,
lose your thought. That's her jam.
that's
Hey,
my
so
jam.
you be bobbing and Lilo and Stitch.
No, like when I say
Y'all know when them kids they been hungry and then they finally get screwed, they be like, yeah. Mm.
okay. Anyway, I think of it like a meter. Because I'm
I'm
not finna play with
sorry.
you. Stitch on one of the movies, I can't remember which one it was. It definitely wasn't one. I think it was like maybe two. Um, he was going through this thing where he was like reverting back to bad. And so he had this meter that he kept drawing and he would like shade it in to represent like the bad things he was doing and then like the lighter part was the good part of him. And that's what I think of like when you just said that, I thought about like how when you said replacing faith with fear, I thought about like how we allow the our meter of faith to go down
Mm.
and you can see like how much fear is like taking over it.
Mm.
That's just what I thought about. Just to kind of for the people that's visual like me.
Think I have a vision because this is a really pretty sight that I'm looking at. Okay,
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Well, I think it's about time we start wrapping it up.
Moving on up to the east side.
Man of God, do you have any words of wisdom?
Finally got a
Oh
piece
Lord.
of the
He's sleepy,
pie.
y'all. He's sleeping.
Yeah.
He's sleeping. Do you have any words of wisdom for the people of God?
That's my question.
I'm asking you this
So
time.
you turning the
Gotcha. Yep.
tables? So now you're gonna
Boom.
shoot me.
No. Y'all see how much he played? He
Oh,
plays so much. Do you have any words of wisdom for the people?
oh, I think I pretty much said it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let the things that you feel like that is uh don't let certain stuff like responsibility, this and that. Don't let it substitute fears and eliminate your faith.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, a lot of times, what God wants you to do is to move.
Yeah.
He wants you to move off the word that He's already given you. One of the things that we teach we taught our apostle has in Hope City has taught is get a revelation of the word that God gives you.
Yeah.
When you get a
Yeah.
revelation of the word that God gives you, it helps you to navigate and accelerate
Yeah.
and move with
Yeah.
wisdom, not with fear, not with hesitation, not with procrastination. And it's almost like you said with your visual thing, it wipes the lens of your eyes
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
say, okay, I got this revelation. I don't have everything,
Yeah.
but I got this
I got a
revelation.
revelation. Yeah.
And I'm gonna stand on it, and I'm gonna work it, and I'm gonna move from it. I'm gonna build my momentum from it. I'm gonna build my faith from it. I'm gonna build the what I'm gonna create around it.
Yeah.
And but here's the thing: the way this work is, in order to stay in the pocket with God, you have to, and this is something Mother said, was it Mother Apostle? Saturated in prayer.
I think it might have been. And it might have been mother.
Saturated in prayer. It was about the gifts, but saturate the revelation that you got in prayer,
Yeah.
in faith.
Yeah.
And because you never want to move off something, create off something that's beginning to step out of the will of God.
Right.
And that's how faith begin to increase because the more you're saturated in prayer and moving with it.
Mm.
And see, that's what a lot of people miss. Each step is like a checkpoint.
Yeah.
You got to get to the next checkpoint for
Yeah.
God to give you the next
Yeah.
instruction. You got to get to the next checkpoint for God to give you a little bit more insight.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah,
It's a
put
beautiful job.
on the spot, Johnny. Come on the spot, Johnny.
Wow. I didn't know this was coming. I think what I'm gonna take away from this whole conversation is something that I said earlier, and it's just kind of it's still resounding in my ear. Don't lose your momentum. And I say that because now we've stepped into the second half of the year, and a lot of times people, because they worked so much during the first half, they start to lose their momentum and they start to lose faith in what God is saying keep going on. So don't lose your momentum, don't lose your faith in the midst of it getting hard. Yes, I know it's hard for you to do. I know it seems tough for you to do what God is telling you to do, but don't lose your momentum. Don't lose your consistency. Um and there's a lot of things that even I had started at the beginning of the year that I've lost the momentum, and now I'm like, okay, God, I gotta pick this momentum back up. I gotta keep going. And trust that if God gave you the task to do, he knows what's on the other side. He knows what's going to happen on the other side. And so trusting him means trusting that he knows exactly what's going to happen after I finish the task. It's like playing a game and they give you one task and you got to complete the task before they give you another one. I know they do that on like Call of Duty. You got to complete this mission before you can go to the next mission. You may not know what's on the other side of the mission, but understanding that, hey, I got to complete this first before God gives me the next thing to do. Complete the first task. Keep the momentum. Complete the first task. And watch God handle the rest. That's what I got.
I trust in God,
Look at you.
my
Savior,
Savior,
the
the
one
one
who
who
will
will never
never
fail.
fail.
He
He'll
will
never
never
fail.
fail.
That's it. That's all you giving.
Huh?
That's all you gonna give. That's all.
Oh, that wasn't a real thing. It was a play saying.
That was a play. Oh.
I trust in God,
Oh God.
my Savior, the one. Hey, they've been doing these the album covers. Not too much on this one, but think about it. I don't even want to put it out there. Woo, ooh, ooh.
Who was that supposed to be?
Never mind.
I missed it.
I didn't do it right.
Yikes. Was it supposed to be Rand's album? Y'all, we've
Yeah, get out of
stayed too long.
here.
We've stayed too long. Until all have heard.
Oh, peace.